Hey everybody, hopefully this is working. I'm gonna try and listen to myself again. Eeh. Alright, hopefully this works this time. Oh, technical difficulties. Gotta love it. Let me see here. I have to listen to myself. How do I sound now, guys? I'm trying to get my phone to pull it up and so I can give you guys an update on what's going on in the real estate market. Myself again. Yay! Hopefully this works this time. Oh, technical difficulties. Gotta love it. Okay, got it. Cool. It's working. All right, now I can give a market update. It still sound pretty loud, but it's not perfect sound. So, all right. So I wanted to give you guys a market update on February and the first quarter for commercial. And I'm getting a lot of questions. Okay, how is this pandemic affecting us? How does it affect real estate? How does it affect the sale of my house? How does it affect my commercial property, etc.? So I want to be here, and I wanted to give a market update instead of doing it like I normally do, where I create a video. I wanted to do it live so I could answer any of your questions. So hopefully you have some questions. That's what I'm here for. I want to be a resource for you guys and answer any questions you have about real estate and how this all pertains to it and works together. I'm not going to have exact answers for you, but I can definitely tell you what's going on in my business, etc. So let me start with the market update first and just kind of show you what's going on. So we, residential and commercial, heading into this pandemic, we were seeing just records being broken one after another, and largely in part to interest rates and the fact that interest rates were so low. So, for example, February home sales were up 10%. 10%, guys. We haven't seen double digits in a long time. Median price was up 7%. Days on market was up 3%. That still kind of does, I don't know why that's 3% other than there's still more inventory than what there was out there. Pending sales up 15%. That's a lead indicator into March. And then listed for sale, we're seeing a drop in prices. Listed homes listed for sale, we're seeing a drop. So before this pandemic hit, here's what was going on is that we were seeing a shift from where we were shifting from a seller's market to a balanced market. We were seeing a shift back towards a seller's market because of mainly because of the interest rates. The interest rates fell so much that buyers were coming back into the market. I have seen in the last 30 days more multiple offers on homes than I haven't seen in 2 years. So that was what was happening headed in to March when this whole pandemic thing started for America, that is at least. So that's the basic market update for residential. And remember, I want to answer your questions. I know there's questions out there about real estate and how this affects real estate in your area, in our area. And so make sure and put those questions in there, and then I will get in and answer those questions as I'm going through my market update. So commercial, let's look at the commercials. There's a lot to talk about on the commercial side because what's happening right now, we're shutting down restaurants, shutting down bars, shutting down basically all retail other than drive-throughs. And so what happens, whenever that happens to the commercial real estate world? And I don't have the exact answer for you right now, but I have a lot of things I can tell you. Now, some news that just came across the headlines is Trump is suspending all foreclosures and evictions and foreclosures. So those of you in homes, you can feel secure. You're not going to get evicted. You're not going to get foreclosed on right now if you go without work. That is good news. They are stimulating the heck out of this, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I wanted to give you a commercial update. So strongest first quarter on record was office leasing. So office leasing saw the strongest up to date. Now we still have 2 weeks left in the quarter, but already it's the strongest quarter on record. Same thing for industrial space leasing, strongest quarter on record. Retail posted 40 million square feet so far, which is just phenomenal. So again, not only residential were we seeing a strong headwind into this, commercial, we're seeing huge strong headwind. And then just looking from the investment side, the investment was seeing there was $25 billion into investment in office, which is huge for the first quarter. Retail and apartments also have very strong quarters. And then industrial space, as far as investment into industrial space, there was over 30 billion already recorded into this quarter, leading up into this quarter, which is the best quarter ever. If they just nothing else is purchased, that's the best quarter that industrial space has ever seen. Hotel sector was everything was doing fine. RevPAR was around 3%, just kind of staying steady until about March 7th. So RevPAR is a way that hotel space is measured and evaluated. And so it was down 11% for the week ending March 7th. So hotels are getting hammered because what happened? Everybody stopped doing their events. All events were canceled. Everybody I know has an event that they were supposed to go to or go, and it was canceled. So our country is shutting down right now. How does that affect us? Let me make sure I don't have any questions yet. All right. So how does it affect? Let's start with residential real estate. I got a call this morning. A client of mine wanted to list a house. Let me start with this before I answer that question, how it affects residential real estate. So far, we're still showing houses. We're still writing contracts as of yesterday on homes. So at this point, we haven't felt it. My business to date is up 75%. So the real estate market in general has not really felt it yet, but it's coming. There's no question we're going to feel it to some degree when the whole country shuts down. People are getting laid off. And what is going to dictate how the real estate business feels it is how long do we deal with this shutdown? And so one of the big things that's holding the real estate market up is the fact that interest rates are at record lows. 2 weeks ago, you were able to lock in a rate below 3% on a 30-year mortgage, guys. And there's a good chance there's going to be another time in the next week or two to be able to do that. And so that is what gives me confidence in the real estate business and you as a person who owns a home and wanting to sell a home and buy a home. Here's the thing. Here's what I was talking to my team about this morning is there's a lot that you can listen to out there. But what we have to look at is how long is this going to happen? How long is this going to go forward? We're going to have to take 2 steps back right now for the next 30 to 60 days to be able to take 1 big step forward in order to get through this pandemic. But what we had as far as a headwind, looking at the real estate market and what I just outlined, and then if this is a short stint like China has experienced, for example, China, all of Starbucks, 90% of the stores in China are open, back open. 100% of them were shut down, just like what we're going through right now, guys. Same thing. They're back to 90% operational. Starbucks is in China. China had, what, 100,000 cases? Not even 100,000 cases. Numbers are declining there. With 2 billion people, we have 350 billion. I'm an optimist by nature, I'll tell you that. But I just feel like the media and everything's overblown, which can protect us. I don't think doomsday is coming, guys. The reality is this is going to come under control. The government's doing everything they can to keep the liquidity, and that's the big thing for the real estate market. How does it affect the real estate market? Which the government is doing that right now by buying mortgage-backed securities. And so when you buy mortgage-backed securities, what that does is that makes sure that people can get loans. I haven't had one loan fall through. Do not anticipate that they will whenever you have hundreds of billions of dollars being flushed into the system so that all the loans that are there existing can continue to go forward and be funded. So I have a question here. My sister was in the process of looking for a house. Of course, she put it on hold. What's going to happen after this? Will house prices drop? Also, is it still going to be a good time to refinance? I'll start with the last question. Is it a good time to refinance? Absolutely. We're historical lows for mortgages. Exactly where that bottom is going to be, I don't know over the next couple of weeks. Don't know that. A lot of people are maybe putting their home purchase on hold. I don't think that there's going to be much of a buying opportunity other than people that are panicking. So I've seen a lot of home prices drop in the last week, or in the last probably 5 days. I get lots of emails and things of home prices dropping. That's the same people that are flying out of the stock market and going to take losses on stocks because they jumped out too soon. There's nothing that supports why the amount of home price drops, unless it was already overpriced, that we've been seeing. So there may be some opportunities to buy over the next month, 6 weeks, but what you're going to see is you're not going to find it. I don't believe, my personal opinion, this is my opinion, based on the headwind we had coming in, the interest rates that kind of keep a floor on the real estate business, you're not going to see much of a buying opportunity over the next 30 to 60 days like you might think, simply because there was already a bunch of there's a supply shortage coming into this, and now it's going to be a short stint that we're going to be looking at. So, Denise, to answer your question, I would continue that looking. We're going to come out of this. This isn't doomsday. And look at China. That's the best example. I'm not just taking Danny's opinion and being an optimist that I am, but look at China. They're coming out of it. They have 2 billion people there. They don't have the health system that we have. Why in the world are we not going to come out of it? We need to stop, take a break, look at what's going on, look at the reality of this, get our eyes off of the media that wants it to be a doomsday because they get more ratings and they make more money on that. And the facts. And China is a case scenario right now. We're going to come out of this. So keep looking. If you find an opportunity, your sister finds an opportunity, jump on it, because likely that opportunity will not be there very long. So hopefully that answers your question. That was a long answer to your question. Um, Denise, thank you for asking a question. By the way, I'm still going to come see you if you're open. I need a haircut. Any other questions? Please put the questions out there. Now is the time to buy. Well, that's kind of, Erica, that was what I was alluding to. So you're going to see some price drops from panic over the next month or two. Yes, I would say that's going to be your only opportunity, because once we come out of this, once our health system does what it does so well, you're going to you're going to see things, that tailwind that we came into this with, continue on, because of the fact that you have low interest rates, you have people still here in the Dallas Metroplex and still looking for a place to live. If you see some people dropping their prices too prematurely, do it. I would say, yeah, buy it, because you're not gonna find that for a extended period of time. The government is pumping way too much liquidity into the system to allow that to happen. They're gonna bail out the hotels. They're gonna bail out us people. They're going to send everybody checks. They're already holding off foreclosures and evictions, because we all know this is temporary. Again, back to China as a case scenario, not just Danny's opinion. That is what we're looking at. So it may be a buying opportunity. It's probably less of a buying opportunity than what we would hope for if you're looking to buy, though. Um, okay, awesome, Denise. I'm going to come and see you here in the next day or two. So look for my text. Thank you for the question. Thanks for the question, Erica. I hope that answers your question. Keep the questions coming. So I'm looking at it right now. The market's down 1,660 points. So for those of you that may not know me well, but this is my office, and right in front of me, I have a TV with news on it following the markets. So markets are plunging. People are panicking. Even though you have a government that's telling you, I'm not going to let you fail. I'm going to bail you out. And not only do you have both sides ready to bail everybody out, because the reality is whatever the government gives and supports, and like they're talking about going to give business loans for small businesses so they can keep operating, short-term loans that you're not going to have to pay your taxes for. They're going to be deferred. Um, they're going to be sending all the workers cash. All these different things they're putting in place. The reason why they're throwing the kitchen sink at it is because this is not a normal economic situation where you just let it work itself out. Everybody loses their jobs, all that good stuff, and then you just let the system do its thing, which is healthy. This is completely different. We're having to shut down the country, so they're going to make sure we're going to survive this. They're throwing trillions at it, guys. So we need, as a people, to use common sense. And so when we look at it from a real estate perspective, it could be a buying opportunity for those that are like in the stock market right now, flying to who knows where, and they're going to take big losses by not just riding it out, because this is going to come back in a huge, strong tidal wave. I know that's my opinion, but it is a big consensus out there, depending on what you're looking for, or who you're talking to. So that's the market update. Heading into this, we had a huge headwind. The highest sales we've ever seen. In my business, I haven't seen the amount of multiple offers and the demand for listings and homes for 2 years. It's been 2 years. Commercial, industrial's breaking records, retail's breaking records, leasing, investment, industrial's breaking records, 30-year high, 30 million, all-time high, and we're not even through the first quarter, and we're breaking records. Obviously, we're going to see a slowdown. We will see some capital markets on the investment side delay closings, probably is initially what's going to happen. I wouldn't say pull funding completely. You may see some of that. But on the investment side, you're going to probably see some delay. Everybody, before they go throw out millions of dollars on a funding of a development deal, they're going to want to make sure that you're going to be able to, that we're going to bounce back from this shutdown that we're dealing with right now. So the only market that is probably taking a hit is the multifamily. The Class A multifamily is but it was already, rents were already dropping because of the fact that you have too much supply, too much inventory coming into the market was pushing down Class A multifamily. Class C is still strong, going to continue to be strong. So questions on real estate, please put it out there. I'll give a couple more minutes here to answer your questions, but hopefully I helped you here. So ultimately, as a country, we're taking 2 steps backwards right now so that we can take 1 big step forward in a short time. So we're taking some huge sacrifice for a short period of time. Scarier next week when the unemployment numbers and everything comes out next week. It's going to get even scarier. But ultimately, it's in our best interest to make sure that this pandemic doesn't get out of control in our country. And then we can come out of this and bounce out of this just as China has. And I bring that up again to just coach everybody to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get through this. And those who endure it and are willing to stick it out are going to be the ones that benefit it, especially in the markets, and maybe even a buying opportunity. I'm looking at it as a buying opportunity. I'm buying. Don't know about you, but I'm buying. It's an opportunity. This is all, the government's throwing so much money at it. It's an opportunity for us all. And anytime you have any kind of crisis, there's an opportunity. What you have to do is seek out those opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities. So that's the way I look at it, as an opportunity to grow myself personally and spiritually and my business. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm going to cut this market update, end it here. And if you need any real estate needs, like I said, we're working in the real estate industry. Love to help you at M&D Real Estate Group. We do property management, commercial, residential, and we're showing houses and selling houses today. You guys have a great day, and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.